Shaman Durek had raised concerns that he felt badly treated and no longer wanted to settle in Norway, which prompted the princess to consider the move. She answered, "Yes, it may be that we end up there eventually." The princess confirmed her intentions to move to the US along with her three daughters Maud Angelica Behn, Leah Isadora Behn, and Tallulah Behn, in April 2021. Märtha Louise, who is fourth in line to the Norwegian throne, had previously lived in the US after moving to New York City in 2004, with her then husband Ari Behn. The couple divorced in 2017 before Ari Behn passed away in 2019. Live updates: Royal family live, embarrassing. Meghan and Harry mocked over NY trip. Since she began dating Durek, the royal had split her time between Los Angeles and the Hamptons and had intended to move to the US before she silenced the speculation this week. She hinted that her decision had been impacted by the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. She addresses the impact of COVID, stating that the experience has allowed her confidence within herself to grow and that she can handle anything that life throws her way. Her Royal Highness said, "I feel like we've been through a very dark valley and are starting to come out on the other side, and that's very good. I think we all feel that now we can deal trademark with anything, because now the worst that can happen has happened. At least I feel that I have become even more confident in myself, because now I know that I can handle anything that life throws my way." Reflecting on turning 50, Princess Märtha Louise spoke of what she had learned from her family ahead of her milestone birthday. As the eldest child of King Harald and Queen Sonja, Princess Märtha Louise said she has listened to the teachings of her father on how to cope with life and its experience. The princess said, "I think it's quite nice to be 50. My father says that age is just a number, and he has more experience than me. Now you have many good years ahead. So then I believe in him. If the move went ahead in the future, it would be similar to the one carried out by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, who moved to California following their decision to step back from the British monarchy. Harry, 37, and his wife Meghan, 40, moved to California in early 2020 with their firstborn child Archie Mountbatten, Windsor. The pair recently welcomed their second child Lilibet Diana in June, and the family continue to live together in a Montecito property they purchased together. Despite Märtha Louise being unable to relocate at present, other royals had previously made the switch to US soil, like Harry and Meghan. Princess Madeleine of Sweden famously left Sweden to live and work in New York City after a broken engagement. While in the Big Apple, she met her now husband, banker Christopher O'Tm before the pair permanently relocated to Florida. Princess Eugenie, the cousin of Prince Harry, also lived in the US between 2013 and 2015, while she worked for an art auction house called Paddle 8. Beatrice and her husband Edoardo Mozzi welcomed their first child into the world last weekend. The baby girl weighed 6 pounds 2 ounces and was born at the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. After Buckingham Palace confirmed the birth earlier this week, Beatrice herself tweeted, "So delighted to share the news of the safe arrival of our daughter on Saturday, September 18, 2021, at 23.42, at the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital, London. Thank you to the midwife team and everyone at the hospital for their wonderful care." She joins her sister, Princess Eugenie, in motherhood, who gave birth to her first child, August, earlier this year. The sisters are known to be extremely close, having grown up under the royal spotlight. This was made all the more intense when their parents, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, went through a very public divorce in 1996, with their exploits laid bare. It forced Beatrice and Eugenie to strike a close bond, the two having since talked at length about their personal hardships growing up. Beatrice has been particularly candid, opening up about her dyslexia, and the complications that came with it while in school. Her comments could be seen as a roadmap to guide her child as she grows up as part of the royal family. She said, "I think if I were able to, I would say do not be defined by those moments that happened to you in that exam or classroom because they are lifelong learnings. They are lessons that you carry with you and they build you up to be who you are. She also opened up about how dyslexia affected her learning early on. Beatrice said, "The reason why I am so passionate about dyslexia is because being a dyslexic person myself, I feel like I really understand that we have a responsibility to change the narrative around what we are delivering to young people in the classroom." I was very lucky. I got to go to a school that was very nurturing and very supportive. But I would describe the actual day-to-day learning side of things very challenging. I remember we had different colored books to describe where your reading levels had got to, and I was always on the white books. Don't miss my best friends were always on the yellow books or the green books, they were so far ahead. I think at that stage, those moments of doubt just pop into your head. I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, why am I not like the others? I think when you re in the classroom, those moments are very defining. Beatrice and Eugenie's children will likely grow up further away from the firm's innermost circle, given that the two have sought to carve out their own personal lives away from the monarchy, both earning an income from regular jobs. The Telegraph's Camilla Tominey last year suggested that as they build families of their own, Prince Andrew's dream of them becoming full-time working royals was now in tatters. A source told Ms. Tominey that all the sisters have ever wanted was to live their own lives. They said, although Andrew was always pushing for them to have more royal responsibilities, all Bea and Hugh have ever really wanted is to live their own lives, while supporting the Queen when the need arises. In many ways, what has happened with their father has finally settled the debate over their future. It actually makes life a little easier for them. Of course, they remain supportive of both their parents, but they have their own lives and careers and are keen to avoid being dragged into any controversy. While Beatrice's baby will not be given a title by the royal family, she will inherit one from Mr. Mozzi's side. He comes from an Italian noble family whose ancestral seat is the Villa Mozzi in the Bergamo province of Italy. However, his and his family's titles are not recognized in Italy or the UK. She will be known as Nobile Donna, noble woman. Now have 21 days to respond to the accusations, which Andrew strongly denies, though this could be extended. Virginia Giuffre alleges she was forced to have sex with the Duke in 2001, aged just 17. She has launched a civil case against Andrew via a New York court. To initiate this process, her legal team are required to serve Prince Andrew with legal papers. Last week these were left with a police officer outside the Duke's Windsor residence, but his legal representatives argued these had not been properly served. They have since been sent to Andrew Brettler, the Prince's US lawyer, in Los Angeles. David Boys, Ms. Giuffre's attorney, claimed Andrew's team except they have now been served with the papers. Speaking to the Daily Mail, he said, Andrew's counsel have agreed that service has been made. Theoretically the clock is now ticking. However, it would be normal for them to ask for, and for us to agree to, a reasonable extension of time to respond to the complaint. Mr. Boys had previously hit out at Andrew's delaying tactics, accusing him of playing a game of hide-and-seek behind palace walls. Lewis Kaplan, the judge in the case, urged the Prince's US legal team to cut out all the technicalities and get to the substance. Sources close to Andrew's legal team indicated they are likely to seek an extension beyond 21 days to respond to the initial allegations. They added the prince plans to come out fighting and respond to Ms. Giuffre's allegations point by point, claim by claim. A preliminary hearing for the case is scheduled to take place on October 13 in Manhattan. Don't miss. According to the Daily Mirror, Prince Andrew is holding crisis talks with his legal team. A source told the newspaper, the plan, if you can call it a plan, has been shambolic from the start. Now it's all come to a head. He is extremely worried and the crisis talks are so he can get off the back foot. He knows he's in a full-on crisis. The damage to his reputation is there for all to see, but now he TMS feeling the pressure from his family, though none of them have become directly involved. The whole thing TMS a disaster. Ms. Giuffre claims she was coerced into having sex with the prince by financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. In August 2019, Mr. Epstein committed suicide while awaiting sex trafficking charges. On Saturday, Princess Beatrice, Andrew TMS' oldest daughter, gave birth to a daughter in London. The baby, weighing 6 pounds 2 ounces, was born at the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. In a statement, Beatrice said, "So delighted to share the news of the safe arrival of our daughter on Saturday, September 18, 2021, at 23.42, at the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital, London. Thank you to the midwife team and everyone at the hospital for their wonderful care.